Jai Hind everyone, my name is Aman Gupta and today I am going to discuss cyber security KCA A01. These are the topics that we are going to discuss today, that is security risk analysis, goals of security risk analysis and common terminology used in security risk analysis, what are the risk impacts on the information system, steps of security risk analysis, and what may be the problems of measuring risk, how can we measure risk, and then next is information security and goals of information security. So let's start with security risk analysis. So first of all, what is a risk? So risk is a quantified measure of likelihood of a threat that is being released in the system. So that is risk is that a threat is not entered in our system yet, but there is a chance that it could be affect our information system. And what is risk analysis? Risk analysis involves the identification and assessment of the levels of risk. So in risk analysis, it has been calculated, first of all, it has been identified that what type of assets that can be affected by the threats or by the risk. So first of all, we have to identify, and then we have to assess that what impact it can be on the system. So it involves two types of process, that is identification and the assessment. So that is the levels of the risk. And how it can be calculated? First of all, we have to identify the assets that can be impacted by the effect of the threats or effect of the risks. So first of all, we have to value the asset. We have to find out that what type of assets that can be affected and what is the values of these assets. Second thing, threats to the assets. So what type of threats affect the assets, and third is their vulnerability and likelihood of the exploitation. So what is vulnerability? Vulnerability is the loopholes in the system that the threats can be exploited these vulnerabilities and enter the system, and it can exploit the information system. Next is risk management. Risk management involves the identification, selection and the adoption of security measures. These are the same thing, that is the study that it involves the identification, selection and adoption of what type of security measures that can be taken to avoid these type of risk. So the identified risk to the assets and what measures should be taken for the reduction of these risks to the acceptable levels. So we can define the security risk analysis as risk assessment that is fundamental to the security of any organization. So in an organization, it is most important part that we have to work upon the risk assessment. Without risk assessment, there may always a chance that threats may exploit the information system. So it is essential that controls and expenditure are fully commensurate with the risk to which the organization is exposed. Organization should always be ready to face all these threats, and there should always be some measures ready to tackle all these risks. So that is called the security risk analysis. That is an important part for any organization. Now, what are the goals of the risk analysis? So as we already said that risk analysis study depends upon some factors, that is, first of all, we have to identify the assets. Every organization have some assets that can be vulnerable to the threats or risk, or that can be exploited by the threats. So first of all, we have to identified all these assets. Next one is all threats have been identified. Second point is कि we have to check out that these are the threats that can affect the system. Now their impact on the assets has been valued. Now whenever we identified that these are the threats that can affect the system, then how much impact it can be on the system, it can be valued. So we have to value that what type of monetary loss or any type of loss that has been caused by the threats. So we have to assess the impact on the assets. Next one is all the vulnerabilities have been identified and assessed. As we already said, vulnerabilities is what? Vulnerabilities are the loopholes that has been in the information system that can be exploited by the threats or the risk. These vulnerabilities should be identified and assessed. Means the user should know that these are the loopholes in the system, or what type of threats can exploit these vulnerabilities. It should be cleared. Now there are some common terminologies that have been used in the risk analysis. That is, first of all, asset, that I have already said that assets are the important part, that first of all we have to consider all the assets in an information system that can be impacted by the virus or threats. Second one is threats, that harm our information system. These are called the threats. Third one is vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are the loopholes in the system. Loopholes means that from that point threats can easily entered in the information system to corrupt the system or to corrupt the data. Now there is a term countermeasures, that it means that what type of measures can be taken to avoid these type of risk or these type of threats. Next one is expected losses. It should always be identified that there can be what type of losses can be faced after the attack by the threats or the risk. Next is impact. Impact means what type of loss information system has been faced after the exploitation of the loopholes or exploitation of the vulnerabilities. Now the key elements of risk analysis, that is impact statement. We have to write down what is the impact statement, how much it affects the system. Risk analysis. Effectiveness measure. What measures should be taken that have been effectively reduce the effect of risks. Next is recommended countermeasures. It means that what type of measure should be taken that can be avoid the security issues in the information system. Now next is risk assessment. So when we talk about on business perspective, then first of all focus on the key assets that we have already discussed, that first of all we have to identify the key assets. So first of all with the business objective, focus on the key assets, identify all the assets that has been played an important role in an information system. Next one is protect against likely threats. Second one is how to protect by these threats that can be come into our information system. Third one is prioritize future actions. Security measures that have been identified that can tackle these risks. So these future actions should be prioritized. Balance cost with benefits. Means what type of money involved, what type of cost it occurred when we talk about the countermeasures that has been taken by the information system. Identify, justify, appropriate. Means identify all the threats, the process that is involved from scratch, that is by the focus on the key assets or identified the key assets to the justify that after implementing the actions that have been taken against the reduction of these risks to the information system. Now, these risks how can they impact our information system? So, these are the impacts that can have on the system. That is, first of all, it can have monetary loss, obviously. Second one is loss of personal privacy. Personal privacy can also be lost if the data, personal details like name, mobile number, mail ID, etc. These type of things can be lost. Loss of commercial confidentiality, legal actions, public embarrassment. If some type of comments on some personal profiles, then this can be results in the public embarrassment. Danger to personal safety. If someone posts some personal information to the social media, etc., and this type of information is visible to everybody, that it can also have some danger to the personal safety. So, there are some steps that have been involved when we talk about security risk analysis. So, first of all, step 1 is identify and evaluate the assets. As we already discussed, to list all the things that could be affected by a security problem, not only monetary, but we also talk about the personal issues. And if we talk about some company, then it will be on goodwill and customer satisfaction. All these things are involved when we talk about organization, in terms of organization. So, goodwill is also very important, that if somebody posts some bad comments about some company on social media account something, then it will affect the goodwill of a company. And if some products, some data has been leaked about some customer comments about some product on suppose on Amazon.com, a person said that our product is not delivered confidently, or the product is wrong, then it will also results in the customer satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Now, second step is identify applicable threats. So, second part is it involves the identification and description of the threats, that how often they are likely to occur. Means on information system or our information system or in an organization, what type of threats can occur in a system, what type of threats can damage our information or data. Now, step third is identify, describe the vulnerabilities. So, level of risk is determined by analyzing the interrelationship of threats and vulnerabilities. So, the level of vulnerabilities decreases as countermeasures increases. So, when the number of countermeasures that we have taken to reduce the effect of the risk, then the vulnerabilities, level of vulnerabilities decreases. The chance of risk or threats come into our system reduces when the countermeasures increases. So, there is an interrelationship between these two things. Now, paired threats and vulnerabilities. And what is threat? Threat is any action with the potential that can harm or negatively affect the system, that have been a negative impact on the system. If there were no threats to computer system, there would be no need to be concerned about computer system vulnerabilities. So, when we know that there is no harm of any type of virus, there is no harm of any type of threats, that obviously we should not have need to be concerned about any type of computer system loopholes. Now step 5 is determine the impact of the threat occurrence. So when the exploitation of vulnerability occurs, the asset suffers a loss. So losses can be of any type, like disclosure of data, information, destruction of information, and denial of service attack. Means it serves that we do not have any data to show. So when there is a threat that affect the system, there may be a loss in any type of effect, means disclosure of data, destruction of data, and denial of service. 6 steps in place countermeasures. In this step, list all the countermeasures in any risk analysis process. It has been done that all the countermeasures that should be taken to avoid the risk in a system, there is a need to list all the countermeasures. Next step is determine residual risks. Conclusions means it refers to the level of risk that remains after giving credit for the in place countermeasures. Means the main countermeasures that has been in our mind that it should be listed, but there may be some countermeasures that that have been reminding, then it could be the residual risk, and it should also be determined in this step all the residual risks. Now next step is identify additional countermeasures. To identify the most effective and least costly way to reduce risk to an acceptable level. So it should also be done in that step, that all the effective and least costly ways to reduce the risk to an acceptable level. Now step 9 is prepare a risk analysis report. In this step, the information assets, there should be a list that where all the information assets have been listed which can be at risk, and attach a values to the risk. And after the analysis is complete, the report may be prepared for documenting the risk assessment. So after completing the assessment of the complete process, a report has been documented, prepared and documented at a single place. Now there may be some problems of measuring the risk. So in any organization or businesses, they have wished to measure in money, but many of the entities do not allow this. What type of data? Valuation of assets. When we talk about valuation of assets, value of data and in-house software, no market value. Value of goodwill and customer confidence. So assets valuation can be measured in terms of money, but also in terms of the goodwill and customer confidence or customer satisfaction. Value of data and in-house software, no market value. Now second is likelihood of threats. So how relevant is past data to the calculation of the future probabilities? Today, in today era, in today day, where there may be a different type of threats that have been created on daily basis, and it is very difficult to identify that this type of threat which harm our system previously, the same threat can affect our system in future also. So it is very difficult to find out that thing. So we cannot sure that the calculation of future probabilities, we cannot say that this can be, we cannot link this to the past data completely. We cannot depend only on the past data. Okay. Next is the nature of future attack is unpredictable. As we know that there are multiple type of threats that have been created with the different type of technology. So it is difficult to find out that or predict that this type of attack can affect our system. The action of future attackers are unpredictable. What type of techniques, what type of tools the few hackers can take, will take in future, it is also very difficult to assess. Measurement of benefit from security measures. And what is the benefit that when we measure all these security risk analysis we have taken? So, problems with the difference of two approximate quantities. Means it is difficult when two persons give a report on same problem statement, then it is very difficult that to find out that what probability of correctness of one report. How does an extra security measure affect a 10 raised to the power minus 5 probability of attack? So, it is very difficult to find out that these are the benefits. What are the benefits of measurement of these risks, security risks? So, it's taken security counter measures. Now, next is information security. So, protection of computer system and information from any type of harm, theft, disclosure of data or unauthorized access. So, these type from these to save, to protect our system, our computer system or information system, that is called the information security. So, by doing how we can do that, save our data or protect our data by protecting the confidentiality, integrity and availability of the data. So, what is confidentiality? That when person A sends some data to person B, then person C cannot access that data. And what is integrity? That is when a person sends some data to suppose some message, hello, how are you, to person B, then this message should be sent in the same format. The word should not be changed. Hello, I am not fine. This type of message should not be sent to the second person. So, the message that has been sent should remain the same. And next is availability of information, means the data that has been required, at what time it should be available. Now, information security is an essential information infrastructure technology to achieve this successful information based society. So, to fulfill all these goals of information security, it has been essential that this type of infrastructure technology, so it plays an important role to have this data. Now, highly information based company without information security, what it will do? It will lose the competitiveness of any organization. So, it is important that the company should be information based and information security measures should be taken to that will not lose the competitiveness of any organization. So, that's all for today. Thank you so much.